If you have ever Googled Adapalene 0.1%, probably looking for answers many people have, like will it make my skin purge, or how long until I see changes, or is it even worth starting, and what do I do if my skin gets red, dry and irritated after using this product. And honestly speaking, I had the same doubts before I started this product. In today's video, I'm sharing my exact 2-week experience, and because I have sensitive skin and I live in a hot and humid climate, I feel like this review will help anyone who has a skin that gets super oily when it's humid outside, but suddenly becomes dry the moment you step into air conditioning. And this is the kind of skin that reacts very easily, the kind that often cannot tolerate strong actives, the kind even where moisturizers sometimes feel irritating. And because all of this, I was actually a little nervous to start this Adapalene. But after using this consistently for 2 weeks now, I have very clear answers to all these big questions, including whether I experienced purging, how my skin behaved, what changes I noticed, and whether Adapalene is actually worth it for someone with sensitive, combination, easily irritated skin just like mine. So if you have been thinking about starting Adapalene, or you have already started using it and you're worried about the first few weeks, then this video will definitely help you. So continuing from where I left off in my week 1 update, I want to share the additional things I have experienced in the second week. I honestly wasn't planning to do this follow-up so soon, but the way my skin behaved this week felt important enough to share, especially if you're planning to start Adapalene and you're wondering, what the first couple of weeks could look like. So I continued with the same routine, using Adapalene on alternate nights. Week 1 was very smooth for me, but week 2 definitely hit differently. The biggest change? Dryness. Oh my god. Not just on the nights I used it, but even on the days off. My skin just started feeling dry overall. Sensitivity around the eyes and eyelids. One thing I noticed this week, the area around my eyes, including the eyelids, started feeling more sensitive. Not exactly painful or irritated, but if I scratched my lid lightly or applied cream a bit too aggressively, I could feel that extra sensitivity. Again, this wasn't there in week 1. And this is something I want you to be careful about. Even though I was using Adapalene all over my face in week 1 without any issues, the sensitivity definitely caught up in week 2. In week 1, I forgot to mention this, but you might have seen it in the images, in the videos, a little texture, tiny bumps around the lip corners. Now, this might be the part of retinization stage. And honestly, even though I have been using retinols for the past 4 years, stepping up to Adapalene is still a jump. This week, the texture completely disappeared and the area is looking smooth now. Another thing, there is a weird kind of a feeling like a sensitivity on my cheeks immediately, right after I applied this. And I'm not really sure how do I explain this, but it feels like microscopic, or I don't know, microscopic particles, they are moving around on my skin, especially in this area. And I constantly felt the urge to go scratch it or itch, or it felt like, something, maybe there is a very fine hair that's stuck on my skin, because of all this cream and, all these products. But when I looked closely, there was nothing on my skin. It just felt a bit weird kind of feeling. It felt like there is something moving in that area, but I couldn't see it. I could only feel it. Anyways, maybe it's just me, but I would love to know if you have used this cream and you have felt anything like that. Please drop that down in the comment. Talking about breakouts, I did get a few pimples on my left cheek this week. They took their own time to go. I didn't treat them with anything special, just stuck to my normal routine and Adapalene schedule. This is expected for some people in the first few weeks, even if you're using it mainly for anti-aging like I am. And this is expected for some people in the first few weeks, even when you're using Adapalene, not for acne, but for anti-aging benefits. Now, with all the dryness I was feeling, hydration became non-negotiable for me. And this week made one thing very clear. Hydration is super, super important when using Adapalene, especially if you're stepping or spending some time in the air-conditioned room. The skin will feel extra dry, and the under eye area especially felt drained of moisture. And the one product that truly saved me, I kept reaching out to, it's my favorite. It's the Elione Ceramide A2 Concentrate Cream. This is the only thing that kept my skin comfortable. So if you are starting Adapalene, get yourself a rich ceramide based moisturizer or a barrier repair cream. It makes a huge difference, or rather I should say it is just mandatory. Now, I did not see any major changes in pigmentation yet. Of course, I think it's too early to even say that, but to be honest, my uneven skin tone still the same. The hyperpigmentation patch on my temple still the same. The sunspot under my eyes still very much visible, and the overall discoloration, that slight pigmentation around my mouth, is still more or less the same. Nothing much has changed in these 2 weeks, and that's normal. Adapalene takes months for visible improvements in pigmentation or anti-aging, so I'm not expecting miracles here. Now, sunscreen was non-negotiable, especially this week. There were 2 mornings where I had to step out for around 10 to 15 minutes right after using Adapalene the previous night. If you're a parent, you would know how unpredictable skin mornings be. But yes, I was extremely careful. I wore sunscreen, I wore a cap, and yes, I wore a tinted sunscreen to get a better protection from the sun. If you're using retinoid, any kind of retinoid, over the counter or prescription, do not skip this. Your sun protection becomes mandatory, not optional. Now let me talk about, the mistake I made this week, and this is important. So one of the night, it was a non-retinoid, non-adapalene night, and I went ahead and used my regular at-home chemical peel, and within few seconds I immediately realized I shouldn't have. This peel normally does not sting at all for me, but this time while using Adapalene, I felt a strong sensation, a strong sensitivity. As soon as I applied it, I left it only for 5 minutes. Usually I leave it on for 8 minutes or 10 minutes and I washed it off. Now nothing bad happened, thankfully, no peeling, no irritation, but it was a wake-up call. So if you're using Adapalene, avoid scrubs, avoid any chemical peels, avoid any harsh exfoliating scrubs. Just don't. Your skin is already working hard to adjust to a retinoid. So final thoughts, after completing 2 weeks of using Adapalene 0.1% gel, the dryness is super real. The sensitivity around the eyes, around the mouth is also real. Hydration and moisturization need to be taken seriously. A few breakouts happened, but nothing alarming. I haven't seen any dramatic anti-aging changes, and that's expected. The initial texture around my mouth, the corner of the lip, is gone in the 2nd week, and I'm still committed to using this product and finishing this tube. And that is my honest week 2 experience. If you're starting Adapalene, I hope this video might have given you idea what these early weeks could look like. And that is all for today's video. This is Neha signing off. I'll see you all in my next video. Until then, stay tuned, stay beautiful.